Alright, we should be live now. Just let me know if you guys can hear me, because at least then I know YouTube hasn't done what it did last time, where it didn't start the stream when I told it to, which caused me to kind of stream to myself for like half an hour, so that was a bit fun. But anyway, so this stream, you could probably tell, is going to be more OVD programming, like last time, which is the vehicle diagnostic suite I've been working on. This time, rather than using my traditional Macchina A0 that I have here, I am now running it with, if I can unplug this, my Macchina A0, which is pretty cool. Oh, I need to actually plug that in. One sec. Here we go. So I'm now running it with my A0 unit. Let's plug that back in. So, what I want to get done today, let me relaunch this because it's probably crashed. Yeah, it has. So here's what I want to get done today. Apparently we only have one viewer on currently, that's a bit strange. Oh well. Device not connected, yes you are. Oh, it's because I might have to actually unplug this and plug it back in again. One sec, there we go. There we go. Right, so what I want to get done today is we have currently the diagnostic session mode, whereby I can go ahead and select my crd.json. And I want to start working on the write and actuation functions, so I should probably create a button for those, which is going to be a pain, but essentially actuate will allow me to turn on and off things during the diagnostic session, like, oh yeah, can you open the turbo actuator valve to verify that, for instance, that works. So, and then write is basically like somewhat permanent, I can't speak, somewhat permanent values being written to the ECU, such as your engine RPM. These are things which don't require authentication, like security seed access, which is pretty nice. But read functions are all implemented. So for instance, I can go ahead and say read DT3016, read that, and I'll see if I can switch over to this, but you guys can see that a bit better. So yeah, data download 3016. I'll go download another one so you guys can see that a bit better, because there are some really juicy ones here. Here we go, APC trim for injector, and you can have a look for this ECU, what all of the trim values are for various injectors, and other cool stuff as well. So reading is done, and we just have to do writing now, which is going to be fun, because writing requires user input, and that's something that I'm not confident with. Also, I should probably quickly state something which has been added to OVD over the week, which is the ability now, if I hit read errors, wait for it, here we go. We now have these things called freeze frame data, which basically states, hey, so here's the error 2251 AMF sensor after air filter electrical fault. And we can go ahead and view the environmental data about what was, the ECU has decided to capture these values here regarding exactly the same time that the error occurred. So, status management light, that came on apparently, battery voltage 12.67 volts, sensor 1 voltage 4.9, sensor 2 voltage 4.9, airflow mass is apparently 635 milligrams per hub, so that's 0.6 grams per hub. Engine state, SMC stopped, so essentially engine's not running. This is all present in JSON. I should double check, whoops, I should say. So as long as the JSON basically contains this, talking of which, if I quickly go ahead and open up a new instance of Chrome, so I can show you guys this, and yes, I know you can't see anything yet. So there is now a new, there is now a new file in here called schema.md in our root repository for OpenVehicleDiag, and in here now basically contains the how and all that, all the details about basically how to write your own JSON for your own ECU and what the JSON should be formatted like. It goes into quite in-depth detail about the whole thing, about what everything contains within the JSON, and this took me about a few days to write, so it's all good. So you've got everything, so you have here ECU variants, so basically these are software versions, and inside each software version you have a list of patterns, errors, adjustments, actuation functions, and downloads. And then also you have other stuff like ECU patterns, which are basically like hardware identification, since an ECU can have like one ECU software variant can have multiple hardware implementers. Then you also have errors, which is basically the error stuff. So for instance, here's an error code that we can store on the ECU, here is the brief description, here is an actual detailed description, and then the environmental data, which is what OBD is pulling to generate this list here. So yeah, that's pretty cool. But anyway, I think we should probably get onto the coding, because that's enough summarizing. Oh, and also I should also state that we have rejigged a few things. So if I quickly go to my GitHub URL, you will notice that the old Macchina JT534 library is now archived. That's on purpose. And it basically states, hey, you should go to this repository now, which contains all the detailed instructions, so the feature matrix to basically state which hardware supports what. And all the installation steps are now here for you, which is pretty good. And also we have various crap like... Okay, so here's the Macchina A0. I'll quickly open this up in here. Oh, currently oh yeah, they're releasing version, their new updated one, which is the one I've got here with the nice little like green LED on it. But essentially that only supports CAN, and that's nearly completely finished. The M2, I've still got quite a bit of work to do to implement the rest of the interface that it has. So that's a bit painful, but you know, it's coming along nicely, and I'm actually pretty proud of it. But yeah, this is the new repository for Macchina JT534 drivers. Don't go to the old one, use this one, and I'll put a release DLL out. I'll rebuild the libraries sometime next week. I'll get around to releasing the first version of it. But yeah, I think we should probably get started with some coding now. Let me just make sure you guys can all see that. Yes, and also I should probably zoom in on this so it's a bit easier for you guys to read. Is that any better? I hope it is. So wait for this to decide to, it's going to finish Rust Analyzer finishes analyzing this, and we shall start now. So, JSON diagnostic session. Let's start here. We can definitely, yikes, we can definitely clean some of this up. Go ahead and clean some of this out the way, make it look a bit nicer before we start messing with the JSON session. Ooh, yeah. Okay, so I think we should rejig this entire UI round, because I want... If I go ahead and open up GIMP, let's see if we can sketch something out here. New, let's make it 1280 by 720. Oh, 1280 by 720. So, here's what I want. I want the DTCs to be viewed in a table rather than as just like one giant long list of stuff. So I'm thinking what we do is we have, like, for instance, this is going to be crap handwriting because I'm using a mouse. No, this is not going to work. Okay, so we basically say here that this is a DTC name, and then we have just a table showing all the environment parameters. So for instance, this would be voltage, this would be temperature sensor, and then this would be like the current value. This is how I'm thinking we should lay out a table, but with iced, it's going to be a bit painful to lay a table out, so we shall try that. And then you basically have a go back button to go back to a list of DTC codes on the ECU. So let's go ahead with that. Okay, so JSON diag session. So I'm going to quickly go here. Okay, I'm going to try modifying this. Let's go ahead and close some of these files I don't need anymore. OBT, service 01, don't need you. Image, don't need you. Cargo, don't need you. This JSON session, here we are. So, log these CCs, I shall actually say we're going to create a new struct here. Derive, debug. Hey, I'm back. Yes, you are, Scorborough. Clone, and we're going to say pub struct DTC with envs. And we're going to say DTC is DTC struct, and we're then going to say envs, which is a list at the end, which will be tied to this, would be a vec of... Ooh, what would you? You would be common schema parameter. What do I do? Okay, we're actually going to make this a string, and we're going to make the order being key value, just like that, and DTC itself. There we go. So this will basically tell us the status and everything of the DTC. Can you make some sort of donation function? Unfortunately, I don't, but I do have my Patreon link or PayPal because I'm like poor, but you know, it'll be funny, trust me. But how? I don't have super chat. I can't do super chat, which is what's annoying currently, because I don't have I haven't become popular enough, essentially. I mean, should I just paste a link to my Patreon in chat? I don't know. What do you think, Scorber? Scorber, I might be butchering your name. I'm sorry, but... Send them link. Okay, I will send a link to my Patreon, because I do actually have one. However, I haven't posted on here in a while, but I shall go ahead. It's Scober. Okay, cool. I will just pin this. Let's go ahead and say pin message. Cool, let's just do that. So I've pinned that to chat. Okay. So I'm going to need... Okay, cool, that's fine. Loggable DTC, log DTCs, DTCs stored on ECU, and how am I going to do this? State, okay. I'm actually just going to create a vector of button states because I can't be bothered. Button states, because iced is really weird, the iced GUI library. Vec iced button state. Boop. And we're going to go ahead and create that. So we're going to say button state is a vec. Oh, actually we declare vec like this in this case. Vec of iced button. Ooh. Iced button state default, and we're going to say 10 of them. 10 buttons should be more than enough. And don't forget to do that, Ash. Cool, that worked. And myself dot button state 0. Is that going to like it? It does. Okay, cool. Then we're just going to make this number 1. Ah, yes, of course, that's not going to work. What's the goal today? Earl asks. Okay, so I suppose actually it's like been half an hour since stream started, so I'll summarize things. Essentially, goal today is to overhaul the JSON diagnostic session UI, so essentially it will become a lot more user-friendly for you to navigate through various things like reading error codes and crap and stuff like that, because currently it's all just jumbled into one UI, which is really messy in my opinion. So we're going to create things like more create a table where you can view values and stuff like that. So it would just be a lot nicer for the end user. And I have my Macchina A0 down here shining a nice red light because it's currently not being used. Okay, you know what we're gonna do? We're just gonna go ahead and do I do this? Okay, we're just gonna create 3 generic button states because I don't think we're gonna need more than 3 buttons on a UI. Button 1, and we're just gonna call that iced button state. Button 2, iced button state, and button 3, iced button state. Iced is annoying with ownerships over button states. I wish you just didn't need the button state, and then life might be a lot nicer. So, button 1, iced button state default, and we're just going to go ahead and do button 1, 2, 3. This is the lazy way to do things. Missing field button. Oh yeah, because I need to get rid of the old thing, button states. We can just go ahead and nuke that from here. So now you're not happy, that's fine. Self.button1. And we'll call you self.button2. So if button states read errors, and I'm going to actually change this to say view errors. So back up here, I've got somewhere. I should make that button type primary button view. We'll actually make this a row. I think a row would look nicer here. Row new.push if self.log DTCs.length is 0. So if there are DTCs, then we can basically say view errors. Ooh, you know what? I think we should create a drop down whereby you can then view the error you want to view. Maybe. Do I do that? Column new in the. Okay, this is all title stuff. Cool. Fun update. Okay, so here's what we need to do. We need to go ahead and read all the DTC stuff and pump that into a strut that we're going to keep. So I'll go ahead and do that now. So we'll go up here and we'll say this is a DTC with envs. Self.log DTCs equals result.map. Yeah. .iter.map. No, actually we're going to, yeah, we don't want iter.mut here. So we're going to call this DTC and .collect. I'm just going to quickly go ahead and do I need all this? One sec, I'm just checking. So this is raw DTC. This is the raw DTC coming from the ECU. And then we can say let ECU DTC equals self dot ECU data dot errors dot clone dot into iter dot iter dot find, and we're going to find one with the predicate x, and x dot error name dot ends with e dot raw DTC dot error dot clone. Cool, and that's going to return an option. So we're going to want another thing dot unwrap or, and we're going to basically fill it with a blank DTC if it finds no match, and then that way we know. Dot unwrap or env, yeah, ECUDTC fill struct fields. Error name would be raw DTC dot error dot clone. Summary will be unknown error. Put into there. Description will be unknown DTC. Into. And envs will be vec of new, since there will be no environment context for that. And we then collect that. Okay, so this is our raw DTC, and now we need to make this mutable. And we're basically then gonna say, no, actually, but we'll keep that as is. Okay, and now we basically then turn this into a, let's go back up here, what did I call it? I called it ECU, I called it something like DTC with envs. Here we go, so DTC with envs. So go ahead and comment out all this. Cool, I think that worked. Expected and DTC found struct. Okay, so if we just go ahead and put an ampersand there. Okay, that seems to work. There's no method ends. Is it ends underscore with? Yes. Consider borrowing. Okay. We won't clone you, and we will just put you with the reference. Okay. And we're going to fill struct fields with this. So DTC will be ECU DTC. .dref. I'm going to deref that. Oh yeah, of course, you're going to actually be a DTC, not an ECU DTC. One sec. Okay, we're going to change this to displayable DTC. Displayable DTC. And we're going to say code will be string. This might simplify things a lot. And then summary string, and then description is string, and we say stored is boolean, mil on is boolean. This basically is check engine light. Stored management engine light on, and current. We need another thing for that. So it's essentially a normal DTC struct wrapped with some extra parameters, and then just a list of environment contexts that it's found. And we're going to call you displayable DTC. Oops, something at the top is wrong. No. Okay, so we go ahead and we now say this is displayable DTCs, and we say let's fill in the struct fields here. Fill struct fields. So envs I'm going to put last.
It doesn't matter how much you know about.
So code will be ECU DTC dot error name dot cloned. Summary will be ECU DTC dot summary dot clone. Description will be ECU DTC dot description dot clone. Stored will be the raw DTC, so that would be raw DTC dot Oh yeah, that would actually be state. Okay, we're gonna quickly rename these two booleans up here to a state. State ECU. State will be that. So we can say goodbye to this. Management light on will be raw DTC dot check engine light is on, and envs will be vec of new for now. Now we have to query and say let res equal that, and we're basically then going to throw that as res. Cool. So now I'm then going to just quickly tell here to print line, make it look pretty, res. I'm curious to see what this will look like. Oh, I've got a new subscriber, very nice. So for each environment context, so we want to say if ECU DTC dot environments dot len is greater than 0. So if we have context to read, ooh, very nice, Scobra, thank you. If possible, freeze frame data exists. Then read it. Very nice of you, thank you very much. So yeah, if we have possible freeze frame data, we'll then read it from the ECU. That should be pretty doable. Just basically have to copy this and then say would be raw DTC. Yeah, so if okay args is this, else we're gonna put okay, else we're just gonna assume there's no freeze frame data for it. Okay, we're just gonna go copy this code here. And for E in ec.dtc.enbeans. So for parameter not match E, okay, and then we just quickly push. Okay, so ECU d res.envs.push, and we're going to need to push a tuple of 2 strings. I should make this mutable as well. So we're going to push, the first string will be the key name, so that would be e.name.clone, and the second string will be s. And if we say error, then we just do nothing. For now. We might make it do something. Let's quickly have a look at how this looks and we pass it. Oh no, you failed. Why did you fail? Something ain't right. Oh, raw. Oh boy, this is gonna be fun. Gotta love this. Temporary value is dropped whilst borrowing. But it doesn't tell me which value is dropped whilst borrowing because it's so many chained up. Oh, it's telling me here. It creates a temporary value which is still in use when temporary value is freed at the end of this statement. Unwrap or okay, we're just gonna tell that. expected that. Okay, is there a way I can just clone this array? Self.ecu data.errors. Dot unwrap. Oh, okay, can we say dot clone? That's not gonna work. Okay, we're gonna create a second array here and just say let DTC list equals ECU DTC ECU. Oh yeah, equals self.ecu data.errors. Dot into clone dot into iterator. So now I should be able to just do equals that equals DTC list. Cannot borrow as mutable. Why do you want to be mutable? Dot find dot unwrap. Or I don't understand why that has to be mutable. Mutable. Okay, if I make it mutable, is it going to be happy? Apparently so. Let me just quickly open up the console so we can see this a bit better when it reads or if it crashes, whichever. Oh boy, next step I can control my car with a Discord bot. Why would you want to do that? Alright, so let's do this again. Macchina A0. Diagnostic scanner launch. View app rust crd.json. Go ahead and open that. And if I hit read errors. Why are you not iterating? Oh, because... Oh, shoot, this is why. No? So, I don't understand. Why here is the DTC's blank? Just double check here. So, if I look at res. Oh, shoot. It's because I need self.loggable DT. That's what I need to log. I need to log that. My bad. Wrong thing we logged. Currently have 7 viewers online, that's good. I'll do another quick recap at like, half an hour or so. Launch, I'm doing this all off screen by the way, just so I can very quickly get to it and so we can see the console output here. Read errors, go. Oh. See look, ENVs are all unknown errors. Ooh, that's interesting. So why are they all being detected as unknown? DTC dot. Ooh, this is interesting. Oh, I'm comparing against the wrong one. I want ends with and x. So I want in this case that the one sec, I'm just looking at this. The description equals. Okay, maybe I've got this mixed round. Let's just go ahead and make this the other way around. So we say dot ends with x, and we basically ask for the DTC to end with dot find. So what were you comparing against last time? Raw DTC. Okay. Raw DTC dot error dot ends with x. I want to see if that matches. In theory it shouldn't, but I'm curious as to why it would. Oh, x dot error name. Next thumbnail. Discord server couldn't control my car. Discord bot gone wrong. Oh. You see, as much as I think that using Discord to control a car is a great idea, right? That's something I can't do because unfortunately my car has no physical control over powertrain. Maybe in the future. But you know, I don't have any plans anytime soon to do that. I mean, I could think about it. When I launch my summer project with the car, you'll be surprised as to how much I could do. It'll essentially be running a computer. Again, unknown error. Huh. No, this seems like a terrible idea. You're forgetting also I drive an auto, so there is no clutch command. X dot error name. I'm just going to say contains and raw DTC dot error. Do you have Discord? Yes, I do. I'm not giving that away because that's private for now. I don't feel I mean, I'm thinking maybe I should set up my own Discord server at some point. But, like, effort. And I have, like, 8 exams. So, look, after the 28th of May, I should be a lot more freer with my life because I won't have uni to deal with anymore. Jeez, why is this still saying unknown DTCs? It shouldn't. I mean, a Discord server, not you can't. Yeah, I know, I don't have a Discord server, and I'm considering possibly setting one up, but it won't be until summer I set one up. And also, we need a bigger community. Like, if you look at, for instance, how many people are on the stream right now, but we only have like 8 or 7 viewers. That's no way enough to create like a meaningful Discord server. Alright, how about once I hit 1,000 subscribers? If I get to 1,000 subscribers, I'll set up a Discord server. How's that sound? Yeah. Yes, I go to uni and I'm in my final year, and this actually OpenVehicleDiag is my thesis project for uni. Not that I plan just to finish it now, like, this is going to continue long into the future. Yes, you will get an OG role. But the question is, will an OG role mean anything, right? If everyone on the server got an OG role. can quickly print this. You make me laugh, Scobra. That's great. That's actually a good idea. Right, and again, here comes the pain of us having to go through all of this, trying to find whoopie-doo, 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 this one. Whoopie-doo. Oh, that's why it's not finding it. Okay, because for some reason my DTC stuff is throwing an extra powertrain thing in front of it. Have a good one. Yeah, thanks. No, you say I'm gonna let you work. No, it's okay. I am working. So I must have changed some. No, but I didn't change anything in the Vetra code. I'm so confused as to why this isn't working now. How about I quickly go check GitHub at the previous versions I had. One sec. I don't understand why it's no longer finding the DTCs. But anyway, hey ho. Just gonna quickly open this up on my second monitor and have a look at what I've messed up here in the new code. Okay, where is the update function? Here it is. I'm talking to myself now because I'm looking at my own, like, a different window on my PC, by the way. I should just quickly make that clear. This is correct. I'm so confused. Maybe it's just the whole inter-iter thing up here. Like, I don't know. Maybe that could be causing it. Maybe, or maybe it's not finding anything up here. Okay, so if I just quickly do here, print line, and we'll just quickly do a debug print, because maybe it is finding it, maybe it's something else further down messing up, and I'm getting tricked. Quickly comment that out, and I've already commented the top one out, that's great. Oh yeah, I need the colon. Also, here's an idea, Scobra, or whoever else is watching. I mean, others can comment on this, but maybe I should start doing some game streaming on the odd occasion rather than just like pure coding. Or do you guys prefer this channel to stay true to words in it? It's just kind of coding stuff. Okay, so ECU DTC is our problem. What do we do about this? So it seems to be seems to always be going to the unwrap or statement, even though my old code that I have here stipulates that this is basically the same thing and it worked. I'm genuinely so confused as to why this is going on. Find x.name contains raw res is this. Maybe it's the error name bit which is incorrect. I doubt it, but maybe. Let's quickly have a look at that JSON. crd.json. So I know I'm on the 87H, which is the software version essentially, which the CC runs. So it's here in the JSON file. And the error name is 2001. Yep. So if I find 22DD. Here we go. It's here. Why can't you find this? Why? Go here, load ECJSON app Rust OpenVehicleDiag CVF CLD. How in Rust would you say contains ends with? Okay, we're gonna do ends with or x.error name is equal to and raw DTC. Let's see how that goes. Cannot compare string with string. Okay, how about now? Because I know you guys are equal, so it has to find it. Nope, still can't find anything. Maybe it is this whole iter thing. Geez, that took a while to compile. Oh my god, it was because I hadn't cloned it. Oh, see, now I see it's actually reading it. Okay, so we've solved this now. So if I quickly print self.log DTCs, this should now print everything that it found. That's so stressful. I can't believe we spent like half an hour working on that and it just turns out it's because I haven't cloned this. But it shouldn't do anything though, unless iter somehow messes it up. It's really strange. Alright, so A0, this, app Rust, OVD, CBF, this. Read errors, go! Okay, see, look at this. Now we have everything correct. So we see displayable DTC, code 22E2, summary is this, description is ATK interface can message loss EWM, state is permanent, management engine light is off. Currently, that's currently. I should quickly stipulate, not now. For some reason, I had this in my YouTube related video thingy thing. Wait, what are you on about? This guy I've never seen before. Binklu? I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name, but do explain. Never mind. Okay, don't worry. I'm just gonna actually do a print line. Oh, you're from the Hobson community server. Nice. And we're just gonna put in bug here. Error dot. Yeah, we'll just go ahead and make this a debugged print line. And YouTube put this in my recommended. Okay, that's pretty chill. I did not know YouTube favored my content. That's very nice to see. Cool thing that YouTube seems to be actually favoring me all of a sudden. Well, I hope this leads us to somewhere. I doubt it will, but, you know, can always hope. Am I right? So for those of you who have just joined, we're essentially just making improvements to a piece of software I've written. Oh yeah, that's all. Okay, cool. Yeah, as I was saying, which essentially does car diagnostics and EC diagnostics. Is meant to be a replacement to like the seriously expensive OEM software, like Daimler's entry software, which like the software itself you need like a license for, and the hardware is like over $1,000. And here I am with this Macchina A0 adapter, which is going to cost like $50 US or 60, somewhere around there, depending on where you are in the world. I think. Don't quote me on that, but it's going to be pretty cheap compared to the commercial stuff. And yeah, this and some piece of software I'm writing up on here will be able to do all of this for you. Because, you know, screw the OEMs. I don't see why they should charge you free kidneys to diagnose your vehicle. Go delete all that code. So I think we're gonna quickly create a button, a boolean here saying derive, debug, clone, and pub struct page state. And we shall be main and error. Oh, this should be, you know, page state is page state. So by default we're in page state.normal. Page state main. So if we say up here code sign description, clear errors, and we say view errors, which pretty no one outside dealer pays. Yeah, well, you see, the problem with downloading torrents is I've done that before, and holy hell, the amount of viruses. Like, this is the thing, right? And this is going to be a subject of a video I'm releasing soon, which I'm working on, but your choices are pretty tight when it comes to car diagnostics, because you could either pay the dealer like more than what an old car is worth. So for instance, Daimler can charge you upwards of $1,000 for diagnostics on a vehicle which is out of warranty, and you have a look at my car, which is currently like got a resale value of about £800. So Daimler basically saying, hey, pay more for the car just for us to plug our fancy tool in. So of course you wouldn't do that unless you're insane. So you could take it to shady back alley dealer. That's going to be interesting. You could then download the software yourself via a torrent. I've done that, and the amount of viruses and keyloggers on those torrents is just stupid. Like, okay, this is going to be a bit controversial what I'm going to say, but basically there's a lot of these Chinese workshops in China who deal with basically forging this type of stuff. And they'll happily put torrents out with cracked Zentry with stupid amounts of keyloggers in them and viruses, and the whole point of that is so that they can try, you know, stealing a genuine credential. Essentially, the idea is that hopefully a genuine Mercedes technician one day might actually, you know, use it and then go, oh heck, I've been hacked and my credentials are now known to these people who shouldn't have it. And so this is what spun up this whole piece of software that I'm making. It's basically like, okay, a user shouldn't be forced to go down one bad route or one expensive route. They should have the freedom to do it themselves. Yeah, I get that they do it offline and that, but, you know, still, you shouldn't have to go through something like that just to work on your car. Like, it feels like working through a car is like trying to jump through a bunch of jump through a bunch of fire loops. Like, it just doesn't make sense how hard it is for someone to just diagnose their own vehicle. Like, okay, I have a problem with my, you know, with my window. My window won't go down anymore. Okay, please take it to the dealer or download some shady software. Like, it doesn't have to be that hard, man. And what's even worse is that the OEMs like say, oh, it's our expensive piece of software. It's like 50 gigabytes in size. Maybe like Zentry is like 75 gigs in size, which is ridiculous. And this executable I'm writing does everything Zentry does, and it's 5 megabytes in size. Like, okay, granted there aren't as much detail, but it's more than enough for someone to get round and fix their own car. That's the whole point of this. It's not about SCN coding. It's not about trying to, you know, run stupidly long procedures like, have you checked this, have you checked that. That's what this software is not about, because this software assumes someone has already gone over those basic steps and they just want to clear a damn error code, or they want to go read some data from their ECU. That's all this software does. So, okay, now we have this. Anyway, back to what I was doing. So this is our update function currently, and I need to quickly create a read loop. Match message, read errors, and JSON diag message back. And we're just going to quickly say if self dot page state is equal page state main. So we can see match JSON diag session. Fill match arms. So main we do nothing, and in error we basically say self dot page state is equal to page state main. Cool. And JSON diag message, and we say view errors, and that shall switch our page state to self.pageState is equal page state error. And then we have to go down to where we create our lovely... Richard, hey Rich! I mean, if people connect... Can I give you... Yeah, see that's also one point of OpenVehicleDiag, it's meant to be open, it's meant to work on more OEMs. Like, I've tested this piece of software on my Merc, which is from 2006, my mother's Merc, which is from 2018, my dad's Lexus, which is from 2017, and my little one of my friend's Hyundai's, and it works on all of them, right? You don't need to buy a special scan tool for each OEM. No, this one piece of software could work on all of them, which is great. And the best thing is, the file system format for storing all the data about ECUs is in JSON, and it's really simple for you to read. So that's one other thing I like. Ooh. View errors. And unclick. Sure, the issues with a lot of programmers, they want them to recreate from scratch and not built in the previous efforts, hence massive amounts of CAN plus adapter hardware. Yeah, and this is what OBD is meant to be. It's meant to be trying to, you know, create some way of creating kind of like a more open thing rather than each programmer trying to create one for his own car. This is meant to be like a more general use case and people could just add stuff onto the framework. Right, view errors, button type primary. Okay, we're going to quickly say okay, so imp JSON diag session. Okay, pub fun draw main UI, and then pub fun draw error UI. We'll split these into different functions. And both of these, so draw error UI will be to do, and this shall return ice element state message. Okay, so quickly match self dot page state. So we're going to quickly do that. If it'll match arms page state main self dot draw main UI self dot draw error UI. So we're just going to quickly dunk this into the main UI. Oh boy, what are you complaining about? Mismatch types. Okay, so if I just quickly do dot into here, that should solve all our problems. Ah, yes it did. So when I say view errors, I'm expecting the app to crash. If the app crashes, that means we've done it correctly. Yeah, I agree with Richard. So this is one other thing that OVD does, which is that it works with socket CAN, it works with pass-through API. So as you can see here, I've got socket CAN support here, but there's currently no interfaces on my system because I don't have socket CAN, so you could in theory just use a Raspberry Pi for USB CAN adapter. Pass-through, which is a bit more expensive, but it offers a few more features like battery voltage reading. And soon to become is DPDU API, which is like the really commercial, like heavy-duty stuff that I'm eventually going to add. Say read errors, cool, view errors, and the app crashes, that's great. That's what I wanted to do, not yet implemented. So, we now need to create a table. Create a table of errors. So we should probably create a button to clear them. So I'm just quickly thinking how I want to do this. Those third-party places do the secondary market. Yeah, but again, a lot of the smaller places won't have the proper software, partly because of the license fee. It's just stupid how expensive things are. So, create table of errors. So, we are going to need a... I'm thinking 2 tables, like Vedimo. So, like Vedimo, 2 tables. One with error list, one with env data for current selected DTC. That's the UI we're going after. Now I need to work out how we're going to do a selection thing. So the user can select on an element in a list. Let's just do scroll. Scrollable new state element self dot. Ooh, we should probably add a scroll state in. And we'll just add another one in as well, just in case we need it. And go down here to where we create it, and self.scroll state 1. I'm thinking, how are we going to do this? Let's think. Okay. Okay, what we're going to do is we're just going to create a simple thing saying row at the top row, clear and back button. So let btn row equals row new dot push button outlined, state is element self dot button state 1, text will be button type will be button type light. Let's make it a light button, and the text shall be clear errors. Ooh. And we say dot on press self dot JSON diag session message clear errors. And we need to push another element onto this stack, and this is just going to be simply our back button. And let's also go ahead and put in another... Ooh, where did we go with this? What's it complaining about? Yeah, come here. Expecting a semicolon. Oh, how beautiful. Okay, and we'll also push a space in. Dot push iced space width length fill. Back. Okay, so if I just quickly do here, we'll comment this out and just say button row dot into. Now I should just get a button row at the top. Read errors, view errors. Cool, we got our 2 buttons, clear errors and back, so I can go ahead. Ooh, that's a good point. It hasn't. Ooh, it's gone back too far. I think this is because of this. Ah, yes, that's... We're just going to make this return false for a sec. Self. Okay, so we're gonna say match self. We're just gonna want that. False. I'm gonna say back and S, and we're just gonna say if S is equal to page state main, then that's yes, else false. Actually, we could just literally return that, can't we? Yes, we can. Yes, that works. Brilliant. Next thing it's complaining about here, so these would be, so back here would be to page state main. Back to, and then we're gonna have a third one. Home page. And we're just going to quickly set that to Also, for those of you, I don't know how many people have joined, but it looks like we've lost some, then we've rejoined. So currently what's going on is we're trying to build a car diagnostics platform based on coded in Rust. And it's meant to be cross-platform, which is great. But that's the gist of what's going on right now, and we're currently working on a error UI. So basically, it's very easy for you to see what errors are on the ECUs. Why you do that? Go check to make sure this goes back now when I hit the back button rather than going home. It's currently what we're doing. Back. Ooh, it just doesn't do anything. Okay, one sec. So you want to go main, okay. Oh yeah, so if we want to go JSON, okay, let's actually call this navigate. That might make the name a bit easier to see. We're going to say this target page. We need to go up here and say this is a target page and that we should call the enum navigate. Navigate s, and assuming it's equal to target page home. Yes, that's correct. Say target page main, and then in here, oh boy. We don't even need to do that then. We can actually wrap it all into one nice. So we can go ahead and take out this whole view errors thing. No, we can take that out. And we can change this to JSON diagnosis navigate, and we say target page error. So A0, diag scanner, launch, launch. Ooh, why aren't you moving? It doesn't seem to even be going to the page now. Oh, okay, I'm an idiot. See, this is what happens when you're tired. Nope, can't deref that. Does not implement okay, fine, I will make you implement copy. Again, one thing I hate about Rust is how slow it is to compile, but, you know, it is what it is. Woo, it works! Look, view errors, go back. View errors, go back. Woo, it works. Okay, I'm happy now. Okay, and let's change the button colors to primary. And I'm thinking here we say push okay, so we're gonna say let button equals this. Let button equals this. Button outline blah 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 blah. And then we're just gonna quickly say if self.logged dtcs.len is greater than 0, then we'll just say button equals button. Ooh, go away, and we'll close that closure off. Okay, so quickly generate clear button. So we push clear button. And then we also say then we also want to push a second button saying scan. Read button. So we read errors again. Read errors. So that's button 1, that's button 2. So you want to say dot padding 8 dot spacing 8 dot push read button, and this will be button 3. Cool, and then we say then we're going to put a summary text in the center, so I think we'll create another row. So let content equals column new, and we say content into. So content equals content dot push button row. And we make this mutable. Then we need a summary row at the top, so let header equals row new dot align items align center, and we do the same padding and spacing crap that we had here before. So padding 8 dp, spacing 8 dp, dot push elements, and we're just going to want title text, I think was the function I called it. Yes, it was. And we then say content dot push header. And we say ECU error view, and title text size to be p3. Let's make it p3. Cool. So now that we've done that, now we have to build the table. So let main UI equals. Do we make this another column? Okay. So if self.dt loggable dtcs.len is greater than 0, then we just create text format errors. Text type normal, and we say then else. This is just for a quick test, and we just say no DTCs found. And then we say just here content.push main UI. And I have no clue how this is going to look. We also want content to be column new. Okay. Dot padding 8. Dot spacing 8. Dot align items align center. Let's just quickly get all that meta out of the way. There we go, 20 errors. Gonna can clear. No diagnostic trouble codes were found, and we can read. 20 errors. Brilliant, look at that. This is already looking a lot nicer than it did before. We can go back here, we can view it again, it goes back here, we can say, cool, let's quit that. So now we have to create, oh god, this is gonna be fun. Okay, here's what I think we do. We say for DTC in self.logDTCs, and we say content equals content.push. Content.push, and we're going to say row new, and then this is going to be our inner row, and then so we're going to dot width length fill dot align items align start. I'm going to push here, dot push text, and we're going to say and DTC dot name, no, DTC dot code. Dot width, and we're going to make this a fixed width of 100 px. Oh, length units. Length units 100. And we're going to say quickly let text type equals match content.dtc state. So match dtc.state state none. Text type normal. Text type warning. Text type pending, so warning again, and permanent is text type red. So that'd be danger. Oh, you should come out of this expression. So let's see how this looks. So if I'm correct, we should kind of get like a vertical line of all the DTC codes. A0 diagnostic scanner launch. app Rust, cbf parser crd.json, read errors, view errors. Oh, look at that, that looks nice. Cool. Now let's go ahead and put another push, and this time we're unrestricting that. DTC.description. To make it look like a table, .push ice rule vertical, providing got the horizontal spacing 1 dot height actually we're going to quickly get rid of that one there. Launch diagnostic scan tool this, launch app Rust this, CBF, CRD. Oh, that hasn't quite worked out. We'll get rid of the rule then. So let's see if this works now. Rust, CBF, CRD.json. Read ECU errors. View. Okay, I think that looks a lot better than the previous UI, and we can go ahead and clear that. There we go. Read errors again. How did I put the separator in there? Oh, there we go. Dot push iced. It's not a space. It's not a size. It's not a slight. It's a rule. It's definitely a rule. Oh, can we actually do rectangle? No, we can't. Iced rule. So if we do horizontal, what does that do? Creates a horizontal rule dividing contents by a given vertical space. Okay. So we can't have a rule. So let's quickly create a header row first. Align items, align center. This would it? Oh, is it best for me to do them as vertical columns or horizontal rows? Huh. I think we should do vertical columns. And you will see why I chose that option. Let entries equal self.loggable dtcs.iter.map, and we're going to call this DTC. Collect. And very quickly we're going to go ahead and say it's going to be a tuple. So we're going to say text DTC code, text DTC description, and we're going to quickly add in a boolean of DTC dot engine management light on. I'm going to quickly annotate this is it should figure it out. I think it did figure it out. Okay, so we're now going to say shoot, where'd that go? Here you are. You know, you could make this stream a bit more applying to say how would one do that? I mean, if someone wants to suggest their own music, I'm open for that. But I just don't know how someone would do that on YouTube chat. I'll look into it over the week actually. That seems like a good idea. Thanks for that. Thank you. So now we say construct error code column entries.iter so let EC column equals column new. I'm enjoying the current track. Soothing for coding. Yeah, I know they are. So for and DT for E in entries. I'm just going to do a row new dot push EC column. You should be able to figure that out though. Okay. Well, we'll do EC column dot push, and child shall be push text type normal. Let me see code. And text shall be E.0. Found unit type. Expect unit type found. Oh, right, of course, I meant to say. Okay, I think this will work, so we should now get a vertical column. I might turn this into a custom widget for table eventually. Okay. That's interesting. There's nothing here. Oh, because we haven't pushed. Whoops. Let table equals this, and we say content.push table. Cool, so we say this, 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 whoop, this, 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 this. Okay, we've got this working now. I have to push a second column. Description column. Column new. And then we just basically go ahead and go flip, copy paste, error. Description. Oh, we'll just call this description. Description. Dot push EC column. Dot push description column. And we push the first one here. Construct description column. Road, so we need to quickly do field this in. Road dot new dot padding 8 dot spacing 8 dot align dot width length fill. Cool, let's see how this works. Cool, Ctrl VD, this, this, this. Read errors. View errors. Ooh, that hasn't quite worked. Oh, you know why? Because I'm an idiot and I have pushed that to the wrong column. That would be why. Cool. By the way, I'll think about ending the stream soon. I'm getting really tired, but just want to make sure this looks nice. Oh, yay, look at that. Doesn't that look a lot better? Alright, so I think with this I'll probably end the stream, guys. So thanks a lot for for checking on this. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see if I can add some more features to the stream for next week. Catch you all later.